Hello everyone, I'm Timothy, I'm a producer, and I'm on the journey of making a world-class tabletop web series. For the last 3 years, I've been leading a table of friends in New York, journeying on quest together in a fantasy world of my creation. We did well over 100 episodes, and now we're starting over. 6 months ago, my wife Danielle and I moved from New York to Los Angeles. 5 months ago, 4 months ago? How many months ago? 4 months? 4 months ago, my wife Danielle and I moved from New York to Los Angeles. Since then, we've done a lot of bird watching. And also driving. Now we get to drive. That's great.
I don't want to take much credit, but I think we brought the rain.
We had both lived in New York for 13 years, and for a long time, I actually didn't even know how to make this video. How do you summarize 13 years? How do you somehow create something that properly honors the people you knew there? And this video is not it. I can't use this video to summarize the wonderful people we knew or the experience of saying goodbye to them to move out here. That is way too much pressure, and I would never finish this video. And also, how do I summarize saying goodbye to the cast that have been involved in making Carol Guardians, our tabletop web series, so good?
It's a bear.
Okay.
I was thinking metaphor.
I was too. I thought that was a metaphor.
I was like,
I thought that was a
We
metaphor.
said flirt into big game.
Yeah. Yeah.
I care for all of them so much, and I cherish the memories of the time we got to spend together. So instead, I'm gonna lay out what we're doing now. We moved out here. We moved our studio from Brooklyn to Los Angeles.
Do not post this anywhere.
And for the last 4 months, now that I remember how long I've been here, we've been setting it up. And the reason I'm making these videos, making the show, is that when I started doing tabletop web series 3 years ago, I had no idea how hard it was going to be. It is honestly the hardest thing I've ever had to do. I've been in production for almost 15 years, and making a tabletop web series is so complicated into making something that looks so easy. It's just people sitting around a table, right? How hard can that be? Well, it is. It's very hard. From doing graphic design to creating maps, writing stories, laying out miniatures, building 3D terrain, casting the right people in the right roles, running the actual tables, setting up cameras, building a studio, making sure everything looks and sounds right. What cameras do you use? What mics do you use? Everything breaks at scale. It's been so much, and I have been secretly struggling through it the last 3 years, and I realized that I want to bring people along for this learning experience journey that is making the show. So that's what this is. I'm taking everything that I've learned and putting it towards a new show, a new tabletop web series. I'm not saying the name yet, that's coming, but if you're a fan of Brooklyn Quarter already, exciting news, we're having a new show. We're gonna have a new show, and it's gonna be so good. We have so many amazing plans for it. It's gonna be really different in all the great ways. And I'm also going to show part of the process of what I've been working on. So for one thing, miniatures. Over the last 3.5 years or so, I've accumulated, by my best estimate, about 850 miniatures. I'm not a miniature painter. I don't really like painting miniatures. It's way too much detail work for me. So I've just left them the color they were when they came out of the package, right? I paint 3D terrain. I really enjoy that. I think it looks cool. Problem is, an ivory white miniature on a piece of rendered 3D terrain is super hard to see on camera. I've been trying to get cameras to somehow pick up the detail so you can actually see what's happening on a map without having to paint in full color all 850 miniatures. Because if I'm gonna paint one, I've gotta paint all of them. And then I heard about the Zenithal method. This is whenever you create a painted style of miniature where the paint layers, starting with a black undercoat, then to a gray coat at about a 45-degree angle, and then a white coat on top, like a dollop, creates the effect of the sun at its zenith over top of the miniature, shining down. It sort of bakes in the lighting, and it looks really cool. So I thought, oh, that's what I'll do. Painting 850 miniatures is incredibly time consuming, even if you're really only doing 3 colors. But come with me on this journey as I paint 850 miniatures. First, they all have to be cleaned. Then they all have to be undercoated in black. This process took so many hours. Now I've got 850 primed black miniatures. Now it's time to paint all of them all over again to put a gray coat on. And this is the thing that I want to bring you on the journey of. This is this crazy process of making a tabletop web series and all the things that happen at scale. For fans of Brooklyn Quarter, I also have more great news. We have a new website. It's where you can see all the projects that we're currently working on, as well as get in touch with us. We have links to all the different communities that we're building, one of which is Discord. I'm really hoping to be able to start sharing works in progress for different things that are happening behind the scenes. And I'm just really excited to see where that's gonna grow. Also, I'm super happy to announce we have a Patreon. A lot of people have reached out over the last couple years asking if we could create a Patreon. Historically, we have been doing subs through Twitch, and Patreon is really the best way going forward. If you like this content, if you want to support it, absolutely zero pressure, that's the best way to do it. If you support us at any tier on Patreon, you get access to a private section of our Discord server where we are currently hosting Valheim. Valheim is an amazing open world game. It's sold, 6 million copies in the last 3 weeks or so. It's great. We've been playing it. And if you support us on Patreon, then you get access to the server where we all play. It's really fun. Come play. It feels good to be back in front of the microphone. It feels really good. I've missed it. I've missed everyone that we've had a chance to get to know over the last several years. And I'm just really expectant of what's to come. Oh, and these videos are going to be weekly, so subscribe.